Hey, we are back. We are back, Skywalkers.
That's right.
Back this week.
We are live. Hold on. Put this down a little bit. Less headroom there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Getting
Woo!
settled in.
Absolutely. Awesome.
We would have the bunnies join us again, but
Yeah?
they're snuggling. They're snuggling in their little playpen.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Whereas last week they were running around, they were being jumpy. Hoppy and jumpy. We could grab one. Right now they're snuggling, so we're not going to bother them.
No.
Maybe next week.
Maybe we'll bother. Oh, you know what? Here. Why don't you play with him while I share it with the rest of the world?
You know what?
That we're live.
You've never offered for me to play with this. You never
I
offered your
haven't?
Lothcat to me. No. So
Well,
I'm not
now I
even
have.
sure how this works.
Oh. Well, try different things. Nope. It's in the... Don't... What are you doing? Why are you pulling Lothcat's tail? Don't pull Lothcat's tail.
You just did.
I did.
If you're just joining us, like Angel, hey, Angel, we're doing very well today because Sarah is letting me play with her Lothcat. She's never let me play with her Lothcat before. I've tried, and she's punished me. She did this. Said, Sarah, can I play with your Lothcat?
No.
And she went. How about today's my birthday? Can I play with the Lothcat? And she went. So right now, I don't know what happened today, but today she'll let me play with her Lothcat. I'm glad to hear this too.
I love it. I love the
Boy,
Lothcat.
this is a greatly engineered toy from Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's the best one. It's got 3 different things it does. So, you've made him growl, right?
Does he do anything else?
Oh, yes. Wait, what did you make him do?
I
Yes. But no. So those are the mad reactions.
Are you serious? You pull this?
Yeah, there's like a button.
Oh, so you don't pull the
on
tail.
down here.
All right,
well,
so-
you pretend pull the tail and
What?
yeah.
You don't teach kids how to pull tails. That's awful.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
it's got a little button here. So when you pull the tail, it does like that. That's teaching the kids that, oh, there goes my cat Fluffy. If I pull his tail, will she make those kind of sounds?
Yes.
We may have to take this away from Sarah now.
No,
Yeah.
but
We may have to return this to Galaxy's
let me
Edge.
show you how to make the Lothcat nicer.
What? Okay.
Pat his head. You just had to pet him. Here, show him. See?
Oh.
Oh. And now see, keep doing it. He loves you.
Is there a button in here?
No, I don't know what there is in here, but
a
you just
sensor.
do it various places. And sometimes he purrs. Oh.
We're playing with Lothcats, everybody.
It's
Lothcats.
awesome.
Lothcats.
Lothcats.
All right, in a few minutes, we're going to be talking to everyone about Project Luminous.
Yes.
Boy, after all this time,
Lots of amazing things.
I'm going, what is this all about? We now have the answers. So I'm
So
hoping
exciting.
you Skywalkers are also in that club of what is Project Luminous.
Yes.
It's not a Lothcat. This is not a spoiler. Project Luminous, well, I can't say for sure, but as far as we know, does not include Lothcats.
But it might.
Which is why I say I'm not really sure.
I know, as far as you know.
There's no specific places where they mentioned Lothcats.
Okay, what are you doing with Luna? She's right here. She likes me.
She does. Very much. Very much. Oh, do you know who we're not going to be joined by this week?
Who?
The Turkells.
Oh, why is that?
Because they're at Disney World.
Oh.
They're on their vacation. Well, hopefully they're taking a lunch break right now, and they may join us. What time is it?
That'd be fun.
It's 4:00 now to us, which means it's 7:00 to them.
7, yes. So they're
So
probably
maybe
doing
it's
some
like
nighttime
dinner time.
thing.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe you'll be joined by the Turkells.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if that was them.
Lothcats. It's actually Loth, L-O-T-H, cats. Lothcats from Lothal.
Lothal. Yeah,
Yes.
from Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so...
John Liang joined us.
Oh, nice.
Heidi ho there, John.
Hi.
Good to join. Good to have you here with us.
Yeah.
Hey, Skywalkers.
Aw,
Stacy, Racy
awesome.
Stacy. Hey, long time no hear.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, we're about to talk Project Luminous.
And some other stuff before we
Some
get
other
there.
Stuff, yeah.
But a lot of extensive conversation.
Yeah, some news just broke today. Where does that come from? News breaking. Like that. it
Breaking
goes-
news, like dropping
uh.
tunes.
No, nothing. Nothing is gonna drop. Okay. Nothing's ever gonna drop. It's being released, not drop.
Okay.
Illuminate me. Okay.
All
well.
right. That's as good a start as any. All right, let's see. Am I too loud? I might be too loud. Turn me down. Okay, Richard. When
Hey,
you
test,
start
test,
going-
test, test, test. Yeah, we're not
No,
in.
welcome, everyone.
Hey, hey,
You're welcome.
Skywalkers. We're
Oh,
not
jeez.
in the Skywalking Studios right now. We're in the living room.
We're in the Skywalking living room.
Yes.
Results in movies. Yeah, well, we'll see, John, if Project Luminous will result in movies. I think if someone, if people glom onto the story enough, like there's enough interest, it's a good way of kind of gauging what people like and what's good, what's on target. I mean, Marvel Comics, that kind of for 80 years that was a judge of good stories.
And there you go, Angel.
Yeah.
That's the start of it. The High Republic.
Yes. Actually, well, the High Republic we'll get there. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
we'll
It's
get-
a certain book.
yeah.
Something with light.
Yeah.
Okay, it did work for the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly.
They said, you know what? Fine. We'll piggyback off of them now.
Exactly. Let's see.
And they've been doing very well with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey.
Yes. Okay, I think we're ready.
Yes, we are.
All right, I'm gonna press record. Here we go, Skywalkers. This is what you can look forward to on episode 278 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, hey, Skywalkers. Are you ready for the next phase?
Of coughing?
Oh, I thought that one was out of my system. All right, here we go. Hey, hey, Skywalkers! Are you ready for the next phase of Star Wars storytelling? Well, so are we. But right now, we want to welcome you all to Skywalking Through Neverland. We are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. I am Richard Woloski, your tour guide through fandom. But right now, everyone, please say hello to my illuminating wife, my sweetie wife, Sarah. Almost didn't get through that one.
Oh my goodness, that was very cute, sweetie.
I do my best.
I know.
On the fly.
Well, thank you for being here. And I want to thank all of you Skywalkers for listening to the show right now. If you're just joining us, welcome. You are now a Skywalker. We also want to thank the SkyTubers who are on
Who just fell.
YouTube right now watching us live. And wow, sorry about that, YouTube. We'll fix that in a minute. And we just love it when you share our joy in this adventure through fandom.
YouTubers down. YouTubers down. The camera just went all Batman. All right, straighten the angle.
There we go.
All right, we got it.
Yes.
We're now back horizontal.
All right, but when are we recording this, Richard?
We are recording this from Long Beach, California on February the 25th, 2020.
Wow.
So, Sarah, your turn. I got to ask you what time it is. It's late in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's 4:07.
That wasn't Minnie. I think that was you. But
No, it was Minnie.
A good sound alike, though. Okay, we'll go with just Minnie.
Okay.
Hey, Racy Stacy just said on YouTube
Yeah?
that she's on Star Tours right now.
What? How are you watching us on Star Tours right now? How's this
Literally,
happening?
is the ride going while you're watching us?
That would be pretty funny.
I want to get a picture of that.
Do you see Dianogas?
If you're the rebel spy, so help me, so help me. But I hope you are.
Well, on this episode, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations. They are a diamond level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to Disney parks around the world. And best of all, this service is free of charge. So head to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
All right, Skywalkers, coming up on this episode, we will share all the exciting news that came to us yesterday at the big press event held at Disney Studios about Project Luminous. We have so much to share with you, and we heard about this last year at Star Wars Celebration Chicago. and then it was teased at the Comic-Con New York. But now we have the answers about what this is, Project Luminous.
And when it's coming.
Yes,
right?
yes. Until now, it was just a title.
Exactly. And we also have some Disney Plus news, some Skywalker shoutouts, and
Things we want to share. Dum 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 dum.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Bob Iger, effective immediately, is stepping down as CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
This just happened literally like 10 minutes ago.
It did. Whoa. So Bob Chapek, who is the former chairman of Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, will be stepping in as CEO, effective immediately. And Bob Iger, while he's not completely stepping out of the picture, he will stay on through December 31st of 2021 in a creative capacity, basically helping the transition for Bob Chapek.
Boy, what happened? Because he wasn't supposed to step down until next year.
Right. And I think, well, Bob Iger has been trying to step down, right, for the last couple years, I believe. But he hasn't really quite been able to. And I think so much exciting things are happening at the Walt Disney Company that he just didn't want to. I mean, who knows? But now he'll be out of the day-to-day CEO activity.
Wants to do.
I think so too, honestly. And I mean, from what he's done, I mean, he's the guy responsible for getting Marvel and Star Wars under one banner, and the 20th century Fox. Yeah. So woof.
Yeah, okay, Bob, I think you've done enough. All right, you can now step down.
He's transitioning to another Bob.
Right.
Making it easy for all of us.
Yeah, I think maybe at some point we'll hear exactly what happened, but right now, nothing.
Right.
Nothing. They're not saying.
We do know that Bob Chapek is good in front of a big crowd because he was there at D23 Expo, basically facilitating the entire Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products panel. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
He was there up there. So I guess it's yet to be seen how good he will be as CEO. I know there are concerns, there's questions, and Skywalkers, you know what? Comment. Please let us know on social media at SkywalkingPod what you think of this move, or right here on YouTube. Let us know.
And you know what? Oh,
Yeah, I think we had some. Okay. Oh, not be the rebel spy. Iger's no. Okay.
I really like Bob Iger. He had the nice fatherly touch to him.
He really did, and we've seen him in person
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah, he's a very calming presence.
I agree.
So I think now's a good time to pick up his book that he just released.
Right.
Was it like late last year?
Okay,
Yeah,
is it an
yeah.
autobiography, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great to read and just see what he's all about.
Heard a lot of great things about it.
All right, well, that's fun breaking news. Let's see. Ooh, Angel says some of the properties. Hold on.
All right, we're getting some news from the SkyTubers here.
Some of the properties they inherited from Fox were on their last legs, like the Alien and Predator franchises.
That's been on the last leg since 2005. But
Yeah.
they're going to be re-upping Planet of the Apes. And they just announced that it will not be a reboot. All the apes out there were saying, if this is a reboot, we're out. We've already had so many reboots.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
not going to be a reboot.
No.
Okay,
It's
that's
a
good.
continuation.
That's good. Okay.
All right, now, Sarah, let's talk The Bad Batch.
Clone Wars is back! Clone Wars is back! Clone Wars is back! Woohoo! So we'll be sharing a short review of The Bad Batch, which is Season 7, Episode 1. And let's see. So, the synopsis of this episode is the clones look to uncover the source of the Separatists' strategies and bring in an elite squad called
The Bad Batch.
Thank you.
Bad Batch.
Now, at the beginning of every episode of the Clone Wars, there's always a little phrase that is the lesson of the episode. We call it, affectionately, the fortune cookie. So, Richard, what's the fortune cookie for the Bad Batch?
Embrace others for their differences, for that makes you whole. Are they? Wait a minute. Is this a fortune cookie for the Bad Batch or just fandom in general?
Oh. Well,
It could go either way.
honestly, we were recording this with Fangirls Going Rogue, we did a summary of the Bad Batch, and Teresa brought up the fact that that made her think of the country right now.
Yeah.
USA.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Fandom, the country, the world,
Yeah, exactly.
everything. That applies to everything.
Yeah. So that's a good lesson for everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's share our first impressions of the Bad Batch. Now, are we sharing spoilers? You know, I say let's share spoilers
Yeah.
because these stories have been out there on StarWars.com because the Bad Batch has been out there on StarWars.com before it was made into an official episode.
And there's nothing really that would spoil the
No.
episode.
Mm-mm.
There's no "I am your father" moments,
Right.
or Ben Kenobi is your dad, Kylo. Yeah, none of those kind of revelations.
Okay.
So for me, this was a great start to this new season. And honestly, I was never really that much into the clones, just because there's so much to remember, and who has got what number and who is who, and
Who has what helmet?
yeah,
What design?
I really loved the Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka stories, but this one here, it was just incredible. And what did I say after we watched this episode? Let's go watch other seasons, and I want to watch more clone-oriented episodes.
You did, and we have been. We've been binging Clone Wars all this week.
And I'm just so happy, like I said on last week's episode, I'm just so happy to see old friends again. Get to see Anakin and Obi-Wan. We get to see Captain Rex and Ahsoka. We didn't see Ahsoka this week, but
No.
this episode alone, I'm just so happy to have the old gang back.
It's true.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're now spending some time in the prequel era, because before this, in the last couple of years, it's all been about the sequel era, and a lot of attention has been paid to the vintage era. So I'm glad we're now giving some love to the prequel era.
Okay, great.
How about you?
Okay, so watching The Bad Batch and then going back and watching some of those older Clone Wars episodes from, say, season 2 or even season 1,
Oh,
wow, what a difference in the animation! It's like they plugged in the old animation and tuned it up to 11. Like, it's just nuts how much more detail there is, how much more texturing, and the lighting is like different. I don't know, there's so much more depth of field in this new animation. It's just beautiful.
I would even say the technology in forms of lighting design and cinematography has just gotten so much better. It was already at an 11, in my opinion, for the last couple of seasons, but now it's just ramped up, because we were watching some of the old episodes before watching the Bad Batch, and then while watching the Bad Batch, we're like, oh my goodness, look how different this looks.
Right.
Yeah, and it still fits into the whole series, but you can just tell a couple of years have passed since we've last visited the Clone Wars because of technology. It's like watching a movie from like the 90s and seeing someone with a flip phone. You go, oh, okay, all right, I can still follow the story, but yeah, I can tell it has dated technology.
Indeed. Yeah, and before we watched The Bad Batch, Trisha Barr, my co-host on Fangirls Going Rogue, had said that we should watch the Citadel arc in season 3. And so we did. And the connection there for the Bad Batch is one of the clones, Echo, who we think dies in the Citadel episodes. However, it seems like he is not dead and that he might be behind enemy lines. So I really like these echoes of Echo, if you will. And I'm very curious to see how he'll figure into the story in these next, 3 episodes, I believe, that's coming up, and like how he's being treated. How are they extracting this information from him? Like, poor Echo, I feel so bad for him. Now, do we know how long he's been like being held, if he is, missing in action?
It's hard to say, because I'm not sure when in the timeline the Citadel took place to now. I'm gonna guess it's a couple of years.
Right.
So
me too.
So it's been a couple of years.
Okay. All right, yeah. And then one more note on my impressions of this episode. Did you guys stay and listen to the end credits for the Clone Wars? Because holy cow, there's a whole new recording of the Clone Wars theme that's gorgeous. It has all these counter melodies in it, and I am loving the end credits to the Clone Wars.
Did they play that theme in the intro as well?
No, they did not. No. The new stuff, it was the same intro, I think, just to kind of keep consistency. But at the end credits start with the normal theme, but then as it goes into the B melody, all of a sudden you get all these counter melodies and crazy instrumentation going on that was not there before. So they just decided, let's throw in the kitchen sink with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love the addition of Admiral Trench.
Ooh, yes.
Because we thought he died.
Yes.
So if you die in the Clone Wars, you'll be back in a
He'll be
couple
back.
more seasons.
Circle.
So I guess we're gonna see Tarpals again, and we're gonna see Evan Peel again.
Oh yeah. Ahsoka's back. No, but she didn't die, but
No.
she's back.
So follow me here. Admiral Trench died but didn't die. He came back in this episode with all of these what do you call them?
Oh, like extra parts. I know. What are those?
Electronic prosthetics.
Right.
And the way Darth Maul was. So whereas Maul came back as Mecha Spider Maul,
Right.
Admiral Trench, I guess when they were rebuilding him, they said, hey, let's make him into a spider. Darn it, he's already there.
He's already spider.
He's already a spider. So we'll just make him more into a mecha spider.
That's pretty funny. I like that. Aw, that's cool. Okay, so of course this episode is titled The Bad Batch. So we have the Bad Batch, and this consists of 4 clones who have these genetic mutations that make them more desirable.
Desirable mutations.
Right, so let's go
this is
through them.
Contradictory in terms.
Indeed. Yeah, so let's go through them and maybe name our favorite and perhaps least favorite member of the Bad Batch. Because, Richard, I'm very interested to hear yours. All right, so we have Hunter. He's the leader, and he can sense electromagnetic fields.
All right, just call him Rambo.
Right? Then we have Wrecker.
Uh-huh.
He's the strong one. He's to steal from my friend Teresa, he's Wreck-It Ralph in a clone.
Yeah, he's your basic muscle.
Yes.
We saw him in The Mandalorian with I forget it. The creature that Clancy Brown played.
Oh yes. I don't know his
Yeah,
name, but
the
the Devilronian.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a very typical character, but very fun. The fact that he could lift up that Republic gunship off of Cody, like wow,
That was cool.
Part Superman.
Yeah,
We have Tech. He's like the Egon Spengler.
exactly. He's the brainy one.
Mm-hmm.
He has all this information and he knows how to use it and implement it. So all the tech, and then we have Crosshair, who, if you want a sharpshooter, he's your man. He's also very creepy.
Yeah. Do you know why he's my least favorite?
Why?
Because of his hairstyle.
Oh,
He had that Moe from Three Stooges hairstyle.
is it
Very-
buzzed?
No, it was just very straight and stringy.
Oh, you're funny. So that was your least favorite, was Crosshair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he wasn't very nice to Rex and Cody.
Oh no, he has a chip on his shoulder for regs, the regulars.
The regulars, right?
Yeah. Okay, my least favorite was Wrecker because even though he was funny, like he just did things without thinking it through. Like the fact that he pulled the big gunship off of Cody to save him, basically, but in the process he gave away their position because the gunship blew up and all the bad guys came. And he just did things without, without waiting to be told.
Well, that's what that type is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just go on impulse.
Right.
They don't think things through.
Yeah, Jedi Geek Girl on YouTube also says that was her least favorite. So who is your favorite, Richard?
You know what? Maybe my favorite is now Wrecker.
That's okay.
You know, he did let's get it done.
That sounds like you.
That's his motivation. Let's get it done. Let's move on with our day.
Yeah, but the way he went about things is very childlike, and it's like, gotta grow up, buddy.
And
Loose cannon type, says Jack
all right,
Jones.
all right.
Yes.
It's now official. Wrecker is my favorite Bad Batch clone.
All right. Do you want to hear my favorite?
Yes, I do. Please.
It is Tech. He's the brainy one. He's like Egon. Egon is always my favorite, so I really like Tech. And some of you guys here on YouTube are sharing your favorites, so I'm going to read a few of those. Let's see. Jedi Geek Girl is Team Hunter.
Okay.
She likes Hunter. And Stacy says her favorite is the Snake Plissken clone. So that would be Crosshair, right?
Right.
Yeah, the one that you don't like because of his.
Well, Snake Plissken's got a patch.
Oh, okay.
That's Kurt Russell from Escape from New York. And Crosshair, he had that tattoo of the bullseye
Yes, he did.
around one eye.
Okay.
But I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I mean he was cool but creepy, but he could keep Wrecker in line.
I just wish he had more of the Snake Plissken hair.
I'm sorry.
But then he'd look more like Hunter, and you'd get him confused.
It's true. All right, so before we wrap up our Bad Batch discussion here and get into Project Luminous, Richard, we have to go over Easter eggs.
My favorite subject.
Right? Okay, so these are some Easter eggs that StarWars.com helped me out with. And if you guys found anything else within the episode, please share, either here on YouTube or at Skywalking Pod. So, the very name of the Bad Batch, which is Clone Force 99, it's an homage to Clone 99. And his name, they called him 99. And he was a clone who lived on Kamino. He was a very old clone, and he had genetic defects. And he was basically doomed to stay on Kamino and not be going out in the wars because of his genetic defects. And he was doing like manual labor, like cleaning bathrooms and stuff. But, in doing so, he ended up sacrificing himself to save Kamino and became an inspiration to all his clone brothers. So Clone Force 99 named themselves after him.
Because you really need that custodian
Oh, yeah.
anywhere you go, because you
Absolutely.
can't do your job if you gotta stay and clean up. This guy, so no wonder they named this squad after him.
Right.
He was the lifeblood behind the clones.
Yeah, and he was the original defective clone. So there you have it.
Yeah. Okay, one of my favorite Easter eggs is when the battle droids, one battle droid asked the other, "Do you know what's going on?" And the other one said, "Maybe it's another drill."
Richard and I looked at each other and giggled.
Because that's the scene from Star Wars when Ben Kenobi is turning off the tractor beam and the two troopers are hanging out, and that's their exact dialogue. They turn to each other and, "Hey, do you know what's going on? Maybe it's another drill."
Yeah, it's like so perfect.
Yeah, that's when Ben slips away.
Yeah.
So you hear that, it's like, oh, that's just great. And now watching the previous seasons, like, wow, they really paid homage to Star Wars dialogue, which, you know what, never gets tired.
No, not at all. Of course, all those phrases are like floating around in our heads. So whenever we see them on screen and pick it out, it's just so much fun. Oh my goodness! Jedi Geek Girl says, "Fun fact: I always thought it was maybe it's another girl until she actually saw."
Oh, from the Stormtrooper?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I've heard that from other people too.
Until she saw the subtitles. That's like me and my
When Ben Kenobi says, "Well, he better have those units in the south on the South Ridge
by midday.
or they'll be hell to pay."
And I always thought he was saying, "Or they'll be held at bay."
This is in Star Wars when right after Luke has went out to look for R2-D2.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's the bay, and why is that bad to be held there? Anyway, fun fact.
All right, I think that is pretty much what we have to say about the Clone Wars Bad Batch.
Looking forward to next week, but until then, we got some great news, Richard. We got Project Luminous. So, are you guys ready to be illuminated?
Yes, they are.
Let's do it. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right,
So
you
the
wanna
main.
start us? Oh,
Sure.
Okay.
So, what is Project Luminous? We've been wondering what this was since Celebration Chicago, when at the Lucasfilm Publishing Writers Roundtable on Monday, April 15th, 2019, they announced that there was something called #Project Luminous. But that was it. It was just an announcement. Hey, we have this thing. Writers went to, Skywalker Ranch and And there you go. That's it.
Yeah, there were no details.
Uh-uh.
Nothing. No details until yesterday.
Yesterday evening.
Yes, we went to a press event at the Disney Studios, and we got some info, got some insight, and now we're gonna share them with all you Skywalkers.
Yes.
Now, a handful of media were invited for this rollout, and we were there to represent Skywalking through Neverland and Jedi News. Thanks to our good friend James Burns for that. But now what is it? Here we are gathered in this room. Big signs, Star Wars, the High Republic.
Yes.
Wait a minute, isn't this Project Luminous? What's going on here?
What is the High Republic?
Well, as we learned, Project Luminous, that was the secret working title for the High Republic.
Woo! Okay, so here it is. The High Republic is a collection of interconnected stories for adults, teens, and kids from a variety of publishers, including, but not limited to, Disney Lucasfilm Press, Del Rey, IDW Publishing, and Marvel. And now the initial books and comics, there are 5 of them that were announced last night. They come from fan favorite authors like Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, Cavan Scott, and Charles Soule.
Some of the best authors working in Star Wars literature today.
Yeah.
Now, these stories are set 200 years before the Skywalker saga, when the Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic were at their peak. Think of the line Ben Kenobi tells Luke in Star Wars. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights have been the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. This time period is what Ben was referring to, as told to us by Michael Siglain, who is the director of creative franchise at Disney Lucasfilm Press.
Awesome. Yeah, so these stories are spread out over multiple years, and they're going to cover tales of exploration. We're going to be able to see them charting out the galaxy, meeting new cultures, and discovering what pioneer life in the Outer Rim is like.
Now, the High Republic features a core group of heroes. Consider them the Jedi Knights of the Round Table. Let that one sink in.
That's so cool.
Oh, I know. It's about time someone delved into that. It's been sitting right there for decades.
Uh-huh.
Now, since the Republic does not stretch from one side of the galaxy to the other, this is the Wild West time period, and these Jedis, they patrol the frontiers of the Outer Rim from opportunists and scoundrels.
Yeah, so here is James Waugh, who is the VP of the story group. He's giving us some more background on the story setup. Hold on, we had a question here. That's on yours, right? So is this the old Republic or the old
This
Republic?
is the old Republic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there was the Old Republic, which is really the Republic we see in the prequels.
Okay.
But now this is the old.
So we're going to play some clips, you guys, that we got from last night. So here we go. Is this up enough volume-wise?
Okay.
But,
Hold on, not yet. Not yet. Here we go. No, not yet.
Trade Federation was not around back then.
No, this is way decades, centuries before that. All right, here we go.
200 years before the events of the prequels is when the High Republic takes place. It's a golden time. It's a time of peace and prosperity. It's very much like the Pax Romana in many ways if you compare it to history. It's a time where the Jedi really are the galactic guardians, stewards of peace and justice. It's really the Jedi as we've always wanted to see them. But the other interesting aspect of it is it's also a time of great galactic expansion. It's a time where new hyperspace lanes have been discovered, and get-rich-quick hyperspace lane prospectors are patrolling the galaxy looking for new ways to open up new trade routes. It's a time of pirates, smugglers, scoundrels, and overall it's a really exciting story palette for us to tell great fiction in the future.
So can you guys hear that?
Yeah, do you guys hear that okay?
Legends Old Republic. Okay, may want to clarify that it's not the Legends Old Republic, which is thousands of years prior. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, should we
Ye-
say that? So just to let you know, this is not like the Legends Old Republic, which was set thousands of years prior, but it's 200 years prior to the events of the Skywalker saga.
And there's just so much storytelling to be told. And they set it 200 years before the Skywalker saga, just so there's no overlap. There's no mixing up of details. And I'm just so happy about this. And I just can't wait to dive in. I'm not really a book reader.
No?
No, not at all.
Are you excited about this though because it's kind of a blank slate?
Yes, I am.
And you can start like in one spot and maybe read all these 5 books at least, or the 5 publishing arms.
Yeah, and just to know that these are Jedi who aren't really the black and white Jedi that we know in the prequels, who are just yes and no, and everything is just so there. They take everything written and that's it, without going, hey, you know what? Maybe we should take this law in the spirit of things, not so much as it was written. Because, Anakin proved that to be the case. That, hey, you know what? Maybe if you guys didn't hold me back from going to get my mom or being with Padme, Darth Vader wouldn't have existed.
Yeah, what I'm interested in is, because this is so far removed, is if there are different rules for the Jedi at that time, and if we're kind of going to see those rules being implemented, kind of like when you're watching The Mandalorian and you kind of throughout the season you get these rules of Mandos, like, oh, they never take their helmet off in front of people, and things like that. Like, are we going to get new rules and new society that we're just going to be learning about? So I think that's neat.
Oh yeah, that's the most exciting part about this, because as much as I've loved the Jedi, I could never really hook onto their black and white mode of thinking.
Okay.
Because, like, once again, Anakin he was right there to prove them wrong. Guys, we need to broaden this out. We really do. These laws were written generations ago. It's time to really change them up for today's culture.
Right.
And they didn't, and look what happens. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to move on. Yeah, is that fine? So now we have this established new Jedi that we're going to get to learn about. However, the Jedi, there always has to be conflict, right? To have book series and comic series, there's going to be conflict.
No, not really. Jedi are just sitting around the Jedi lounge, kicking it back.
Well, this time the Jedi are not fighting the Sith.
Been there, done that.
But this time, the writers sat down and thought, what scares the Jedi?
All right, when they said that at the event yesterday, the hairs in the back of my neck stood up.
I think we heard a collective like, ooh,
Yes.
from the audience.
So Sarah, what does scare a Jedi?
Well, one of the things, and I think there might be a couple things, but one of the things is the Nile. What are the Nile? Well, they are space Vikings. What?
Yeah, so you just know these things mean business. And they showed concept art, which we'll put in the show notes, and I'm sure it's already up there on the Skywalking group.
Yeah, so actually, if you guys want to see and see a rundown of what happened at the event, I did a tweet. If you guys want to see a rundown of what happened at the event, I did a Twitter thread. So just look for hashtag Project Luminous, and you'll find that thread on Skywalking Pod, and you can kind of follow it all the way down. And it has pictures of the Nile and concept art from all the Jedi and everything.
So for more on the Nile, let's go back to the conference and get some more information about these vile characters.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. You are a member of the Star Wars family.
Yes, that's a great sentence.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
this
hold
is
on,
Bobby
hold on.
Moynihan.
That's the wrong one. That's the
Yeah.
wrong one. All right, hold on.
Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Rearrange our desktop here,
22,
guys.
43, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Oh, wow. I'm back.
Yeah, I should have put these in order.
No worries. There we go.
All right, here we go. Ready for this?
About the villains of the piece that are called the Nile. And these are really anarchistic marauders who oppose the Jedi. They oppose the Republic. And, they've got these cool looking gas masks. And as you can see, it's very different from the Stormtroopers, right? This is, very far from the white armor, the pristine look of the Empire. And again, that's done on purpose, because we haven't seen villains like this before.
which one of you guys were, when this really first hit, I think the idea was, what's the thematic counterpoint to this golden civilization of the High Republic? And it's kind of like the anti-hero, right?
It's punk rock, right?
Punk rock.
It's punk rock. It's like Sid Vicious taking over the galaxy. Like, what's that gonna look like? It's gonna be a little messy, right? You might have a safety pin through your nose.
They're a deep concept, right? They're not. I mean, they are awesome, marauding space punk rockers, and that's super cool. But there's a lot of thought has been put into how they operate, what makes them special, what makes them unique, what makes them able to actually be a sort of a worthy foe to the Jedi. They are able to sort of, I don't want to spoil too much, but like hyperspace is something they're able to use and access in a way that makes them very, very, very dangerous. The gas masks are not unintentional. There's a lot of things that go into this group that make them really awesome, really unique, really dangerous. They're not, a bunch of uniformed soldiers in doing, serving a higher purpose. They're all they're unified, but they're also all out for themselves, and that's a really unique thing within Star Wars, and we haven't really seen it before, and that was always the idea with everything about the High Republic is new. What have we not seen in Star Wars that still feels like Star Wars? And that's very much the Nihil.
Yeah, so these are the bad guys.
These are great antagonists because with the Sith, you had Force users versus Force users. Now we have Force users versus these Marauders.
Who can use the hyperspace in interesting ways, apparently.
Right, but in ground combat, that's not going to do you much good.
No.
But I'm very excited about the fact that these things look like I think it was Justina Ireland who said they look like Sid Vicious
Nice.
designed these things. They do look very punk rockish.
They do.
Yeah, you have males and you have females. Had they said they were going to be fighting Sith, I would have been like, all right, what else you got? But
I've seen this.
But like they just said in the clip, they want to do something new, something fresh, something different, and we can definitely say that this whole experience, this whole project, does have a very new, updated Star Wars feel to it, but yet still feels and looks like Star Wars. So Sarah, what do you think about these antagonists, these bad guys? Because I know when things aren't pretty, you tend to gloss over them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think too much about it, and actually
Exactly.
There's a funny clip in here because they showed the concept art first of the Nihil, and there's a female Nihil here, and you can tell she's female because she's wearing a tube top. And so Claudia Gray says, well, you know how I feel about, these characters in tube tops. And what's funny about that is we were just watching like the second season of Clone Wars where Ahsoka is in her tube top, and it just seems so impractical and just silly. It's like, why did they put her in this outfit that's just, it's not good for war. She's leading warriors.
Even as a kid, when I would read Wonder Woman comics,
Yeah.
I would always think, why? Why is she not having any kind of leg armor or
yeah.
leg protection?
Exactly.
Superman and Spider-Man and Batman, they all had spandex. At least give her something for a cold draft. And
Yeah.
all these superheroes, all these comic book female characters just wore just such outfits that I couldn't get past the fact that these are so impractical.
Right.
Even as a kid, it's like,
That's
come
so
on,
funny.
who's writing this stuff?
Well,
Well,
men.
50-year-old artists,
Yes.
yes. I get that.
Yeah. So, yeah. What were you going to say? Oh, yeah, unless you're Spider-Woman.
Okay, so Jack Jones on YouTube just asked if this is a Star Wars reboot. No, it's not. It's a continuation. Because they're not rebooting anything. They're just continuing Star Wars publishing and creating a whole new storyline that goes across different novels, YA novels, and comics.
But they can do that because it's a whole new time period. So they're not limited to like certain stories that are going to interconnect.
And that was the whole point of it. So the storyline begins when everything is good and people are content in the galaxy. But as we know, that's when things most likely go wrong. And that's when the great disaster happens, which threatens the Jedi, the galaxy, and the Force itself.
Bam. So I think this is also something that the Jedi are afraid of. Whatever threatens the Force itself. I'm so curious about what this great disaster is. Now, there are 5 different books and comics in this first wave of the High Republic that starts with the great disaster and how each of the characters deal with it from different perspectives in the galaxy. And I think that's really exciting because I just go back to the book Lost Stars by Claudia Gray, where she goes through all the events of Star Wars that we know, like the Death Star and Echo Base on Hoth and all of these events, but from completely different perspectives. And it just so drew me in to the universe. So that's what these books are going to be like.
And they went through each one of these books and comics. And we should point out that the event was being moderated by Bobby Moynihan.
Yep.
He's the actor who voiced Orca on Star Wars Resistance. And he brought Matt, the radar technician, to life in the SNL sketch Undercover Boss, Star Killer Base. And as always, he brought the funny.
Nice. 9:59. Oops. Right here.
All right, so listen up, Skywalkers.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. You are a member of the Star Wars family.
Yes, that's a great sentence.
That's right. What does Star Wars mean to you?
I've only seen Phantom Menace. So, it means everything to me. I mean, it's a really special thing in my life. I saw this question a little bit ago, you know, and knew I was going to have to answer it. And I started really thinking about it, and I think what it means to, I think it's what it is. It's hope. It's hope. It's the most simple thing in the world. It's basic. It's the princess and the hero, and it's these tales of old that we all know, and hope, and something to look forward to. And it's this brand new world, and we're creating another one here tonight, it feels like, and I feel insanely proud to be a part of it. And growing up loving Star Wars as a kid, I can't believe I'm standing here right now.
Aww.
I really hope they bring him in to a future project the way they brought Ben Schwartz in to kind of. I hope they bring in Bobby Moynihan to a future Star Wars project the way they brought Ben Schwartz in, who voiced BB-8.
Oh, okay.
And he came into the Rise of Skywalker story meetings and punched up some of the lines.
That's
and he
right.
brought the funny.
Right.
Well, Bobby really knows Star Wars. If you watch the Undercover Boss series, in the updated one that was just out a couple of weeks ago, the man really understands Star Wars. And you can tell when someone understands it because they respect what they're parodying, and he did it brilliantly.
I agree. All right, so should we run down what these books are?
Yeah, all right, so Bobby went around and he asked all the authors about their books, and here they are with a couple of audio clips.
Okay, so the first book is called The High Republic, Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. And it comes out, you guys ready? August 25th, 2020, which is 2 days before Celebration Anaheim.
And it was announced that the High Republic.
And it was announced.
Yeah, and it was announced that the High Republic would have a big presence at Celebration.
Yeah. So, this is the rundown of Light of the Jedi. 200 years before the events of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, in the era of the glorious High Republic, the noble and wise Jedi Knights must face a frightening threat to themselves, the galaxy, and the Force itself.
All right, well, with that, let's hear from Charles from the press conference. All right,
Let's hear from the
Yeah.
author.
Okay, let's hear from Charles Soule and all right, now let's hear from Charles Soule about the book that kicks off this whole series.
Okay.
Okay.
27, 28.
So this is a story that is designed to
sort of give the broad readership kind of what you're getting now. It's going to establish this time period in a way that's very exciting, very direct. People will understand immediately that this is Star Wars, absolutely, but it is a Star Wars that is new and fresh and will give you things that you have not seen before, but you've always wanted to see. And you know, it is the Jedi at their height. It is, you know, there's a reason there are 4 Jedi in the cover. There's a Jedi there, a Jedi Wookiee.
I know. I'm gonna buy this the second we're done with this.
Yeah, the name of that Wookiee Jedi is Buri Agaburi.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, yep, that's his name. He is amazing. He's very sensitive. He's a very, very sensitive Jedi in many different ways. He's super cool. The one in the middle there, the woman with blonde hair, is named Avar Kriss. She is, again, very unique. She interprets her connection to the Force musically, I guess. She sort of hears it as a song. And so we're doing a lot of things that, with all of the Jedi characters, that make them, they are the Jedi, right? They're the Jedi that we know, that lightsabers, they are guardians of peace and justice. But there are so many ways to explore them that we just haven't really had a chance to in the storytelling so far. And it's really like, what would be an amazing Jedi thing when you're 6 years old running around? It's these stories. And so Light of the Jedi, it's designed to introduce all that to you. It's the High Republic, it's the Jedi, it's all these concepts, the Nihil. It begins with what was alluded to in the video, and I think Mike mentioned it earlier, the Great Disaster, which is, we're in an era of peace and prosperity. Everything is good. The galaxy is not at war, which is not something we really see in Star Wars very much. And everything's good. And then something really, really tragic happens. And it's this big, massive disaster. It's a great disaster. And you see the Jedi, a lot of Jedi, coming together to handle it.
I know who your favorite character is now.
Woo! Avar Kriss! So she's on the cover. Okay, this cover is beautiful. Yes, he's talking about how there's 4 Jedi on the cover, but the main one that you look at... Oh, you know what? Let me get to this. Oh, I have it saved. Sorry. Here we go. But the main one that you see right in front is a blonde Jedi. And oh my goodness, so that's Avar Kriss, and she interprets the Force through music. Like, she hears it. How cool is that? So obviously this is going to be my favorite Jedi. I mean, come on. And yeah, I think I need to cosplay her. So Stacy on YouTube is saying about cosplay. Yeah. Oh, how it's spelled? Yeah.
Avar Kriss, Kriss.
Okay. I don't know how Avar is spelled.
I'm pretty sure it's Avar.
Okay.
All right, there's a couple of other things I didn't
Okay.
see. Not only is there a blonde Jedi, but there is a Wookiee Jedi. And we saw this in the Clone Wars, and the episode where Ahsoka brings all of the younglings to Ilum to find their Kyber crystals. And we see the little child Wookiee.
That's right.
The little Padawan Wookiee, the
So
little youngling
cute.
Wookiee.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun to see.
Yeah. And so Stacy on YouTube is asking what our predictions, what the big disaster is or will be.
Oh yeah, it's like the Big Bang.
Yeah. They said it was tragic. It's a big disaster that affects the whole galaxy and perhaps the Force itself. Tear in the space-time continuum.
Yeah, they did
I
say
don't
that
know.
not everything will be explained in this book series.
Oh.
Just like Star Wars, they're gonna throw some things out, and you just gotta follow along with that.
All right, pick up the pieces yourself. Which
Yeah.
I do like when they do that, honestly.
Oh, me too. Which is why I hope they never tell what Yoda's species is.
Ah.
There's some things I just want to remain a mystery.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big disaster. I'm sure something like this that sets everything off will be explained.
Chuck Couch proposes that it's the birth of the Sith somehow. Be interesting.
Well, the birth of the
but,
Sith went back generations, went back millennia.
right.
This is only a couple of 100 years.
in Legends anyway. It's a very interesting concept too. And we're also getting asked, are any of these characters going to cross over into other media? And I believe it might have something to do with how well these stories are taken. I think there's always the possibility that people will really, really like these stories and respond to them well, like on social media and everything else. And that way, that'll be kind of the ding, ding, ding. Okay, take this story and make it into a TV show kind of a thing.
Well, I think just like Shadows of the Empire of 1996, how that went across several media platforms like
Yeah.
video games and action figures and soundtracks, I think they're going to roll that same premise into this. Because once again, it's right there.
It certainly has the opportunity to do that, definitely.
All right, the next book is called A Test of Courage, and this is by Justina Ireland, and this will be released on September the 8th, 2020, and this is a junior novel. Do you know what I found out, which I never knew about Justina Ireland?
What?
She's really funny.
Yes.
She's really funny.
She's so fun.
All right, the premise of this book is when a transport ship is abruptly kicked out of hyperspace as part of a galaxy-wide disaster, teenage Jedi Vernestra Rowell, R-W-O-H, leads a ragtag group including a young Padawan, a tech kid, and the son of an ambassador. They are all stranded on a jungle moon and must work together to survive both the jungle and a hidden danger lurking in the shadows.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, and Justina Ireland mentioned that Vernestra Rowe is the youngest Jedi that she knows. She's a teenage Jedi, so she's in charge and there's things happening and, it's a junior novel, so she's getting into that young adult, everything's in her head, so I'm excited about this.
Yeah, Jack Jones said Gilligan's Island in space.
Nice. Oh, that's true, yeah.
And she's supposed to be 16, right?
I
Yeah,
believe
she's
so.
16,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The next book is Into the Dark by Claudia Gray, and this comes out October 13th, 2020, and this is a young adult novel.
Yes. So, Into the Dark is about Padawan Reath Silas, and he's on a mission to the undeveloped frontier against his will. But when the ship he's traveling on is knocked out of hyperspace in the galactic-wide disaster, Reath finds himself at the center of the action. And the Jedi and their traveling companions find refuge on what appears to be an abandoned space station. But then, strange things start happening, leading the Jedi to investigate the truth behind the mysterious station, a truth that could end in tragedy. So let's hear what Claudia Gray said that got me really excited about this book. 3738.
Yeah.
Right after this? Oh, must be in there somewhere.
Phase 1. Does that mean that there is more to come?
There's always more to come. Yes, there.
Oh, hold on.
Maybe it's after that?
No. All right, 30. Maybe I meant. Okay,
27?
Yeah.
This time period in a way that's very exciting, very direct. People will understand immediately.
We went over that
He
one.
is amazing.
He is a Padawan.
Here we go.
who
Okay.
Really
Okay. Here we
Here,
go.
you know what? Let me take this to that so you play it. Uh-oh. Sequence.
Uh-oh.
Go to that. Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Here we go.
Into the Dark is mostly set around the adventures of Reath Silas. He is a Padawan who really loves adventure where it belongs, which is in books. As he points out, nobody comes to you when you're a baby and says, do you want to be a swashbuckling Jedi Knight traveling the galaxy? Because not everybody necessarily does want that. And he's been living a very sort of cloistered life up until now on Coruscant. And now he's going to the frontier and is going to have to figure out who he is there. But really, one of the things I'm enjoying the most in the background, you see Affy. It's some people who aren't the Jedi. They are people who are actually from this frontier area. To them, Coruscant is what is new and exotic and strange. And you have Affy, who is about 17, but she is the foster daughter of the shipping magnate, which means she's basically been put in charge of sort of overseeing things. And then you have the captain, Leox Jossi. Can I talk about the inspiration for Leo? Basically, I was like, I'm gonna take Matthew McConaughey and give him a spaceship. All right. Yeah.
Audible gasps.
And there are ways in which that is really fun, and there are ways in which that's questionable. And both factors come into play a lot. And there's also the navigator Geode, about whom I really can say no more. But I love the three of them. I love sort of the bond that they have as the crew of this ship. And getting to, I mean, it's so much fun to play with Jedi of this era, but it's also fun to play with these characters who are looking at that from the outside and
In some ways, learning who the Jedi are for the first time.
All right, Sarah. So why does this really excite you?
Did you hear my gasp? Yeah, well, I love Matthew McConaughey, so yeah, to hear her that she modeled a character after him, I was Twitter-pated.
So that means that this character is going to be sitting in his car, looking into deep space, and just rubbing his fingers. Maybe doing some fly fishing.
Oh my god.
Maybe he'll run into some space cows and not know what to do, but turn around and go back the other way.
Just that laid back attitude.
Uh-huh,
and, yeah,
uh-huh.
I'll be picturing him. All right.
So now, based on Lost Stars and Leia, Princess of Alderaan, you can definitely say we're all hooked on this.
Yes.
And I
Can't wait.
Yeah. And when in the beginning, when Bobby Moynihan was going through each of the authors, giving a little rundown of their past work, when he said Lost Stars, everyone just started clapping so loudly.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was just us.
All right, so those are the books that are coming out. Now, there will be some comic series as well, including The High Republic comic series by Cavan Scott, and that's coming on Marvel Comics. And that release is to be determined. Let me see if the publisher has gotten back to me.
We wrote out to the publisher and said, hey, for our notes,
Yeah.
can you tell us when this comic book will be released?
And nope.
No, not
They have
yet.
not. Okay.
Well,
All right.
maybe we'll edit it in later on if we get the answer tonight.
Yes.
Now, this series will take place on the space station called the Starlight Beacon, and as Cavan says, it literally is a beacon of hope. And this storyline focuses on a newly minted Jedi who doesn't really know how good she is, and she's constantly asking herself, should I be here with these other legendary Jedi? So it's about finding your place in amongst your own kind. And I can say that I'm really looking forward to this. Because how many times have you been in a place where you said, do I belong here? Like those first couple of press conferences we went to, and we were being surrounded by like all these big journalists, and here we are with our little recorder and
our
iPhone cameras. Like,
do I belong here?
yeah, exactly. So when they said that, I was excited. I was excited because I can relate with this.
Definitely.
And Cavan Scott, he mentioned that the idea started germinating after the release of A Certain Point of View, and that's the book that celebrated the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. So they got all these authors to participate in an anthology called A Certain Point of View. And when all the writers were in one room signing autographs at Star Wars Celebration, this was an idea that was born from that. And the powers that be at Lucasfilm and Disney said, hey, these people are all getting along really well.
Right.
I think they can really work together. Because that was the one question I had going into this. I'm really admiring the fact that it's all of you authors up there, but how did you get chosen? And how do you ask that?
Right.
like, hey, why you?
Yeah, exactly.
So that was pretty much it. That's a life lesson right there. If you can get along, you can all work together, you'll go places.
Right place, right time too.
And Sarah, do you know why I was very excited about meeting Cavan Scott?
Yes, we should say that afterwards, everyone was kind of mingling in the room and we could just go up to the authors, which is great. So yeah, you were like, I really want to meet Cavan. so we went over to him and yeah.
I stuck out my hand and said,
Yes.
I want to shake the man who brought Jackson into Star Wars canon.
Shake the hand of the man.
I went over to him, stuck my hand out, and said, I want to shake the hand of the man who brought Jackson into Star Wars canon.
Yeah, we told them all about our hashtag Make Hoojibs Canon campaign.
And what did he say about that, Sarah?
He said that he's tried a number of times to add Hoojibs to all the comics that he's done, and each time they've been cut out.
I don't know why. And even, I'm not going to mention names, but there's people at Lucasfilm who've also told us that they've tried to get Hoojibs into canon, and every time they just get cut. And I don't think they're being cut because they're Hoojibs. They're being cut because they're superfluous characters that maybe don't need to be in the...
We want Hoojibs!
Yeah, and well, obviously there are people who are working toward that. Even Adam Bray, our good friend author Adam Bray, has said he's trying to get Hoojibs in there every once in a while.
Yeah. Ugh.
So I was very, very happy to meet him. And Sarah, you told him about the Jackson running cosplay that you've done?
And you did the Crimson Jack. So yeah, he was very happy to hear that. It was fun.
All right, next up we have the High Republic Adventures. And this is a comic from IDW Publishing, and it's written by Daniel Jose Older. And once again, this release is to be announced. And this is a story about two Padawans who make friends while on a mission, and these friends they don't trust the Jedi. So what do you do there when your new friends don't trust the people who are mentoring you?
I don't know.
And then these friends, they go off in different directions with their beliefs, and we follow them on their paths as they learn about the Jedi.
Ooh.
I think it's a little bit like Lost Stars, how one joins the Empire, one joins the Rebellion, and what they're going to discover about the Jedi. What do you think? Maybe one goes off believing in the Jedi, and by the end they cross over to not believing in the Jedi, because once they learn about the Jedi, they go, nah, not for me. And the other one's like, yeah, I like patrolling, I like protecting, so maybe this is for me.
Okay.
I like following certain rules.
That's not you though.
And they carry these cool lightsabers.
But one good thing, it's on IDW Comics, which means they're going to be super cute. So can't wait to read those. All right, so those are the 5 things that have been announced. Okay, yeah.
So those are the 5 titles that were announced, and that's just phase 1.
Exactly.
They didn't go too much into that, but I am feeling a Marvel vibe. The fact that they're calling it phase 1.
Indeed.
And that's all they pretty much said on that.
Yeah. Can I just bring it back to the beginning, though? I really loved how they introduced Project Luminous at this event, because Tanya Agerto, who is a senior VP at Disney Publishing Worldwide, she got up first to introduce everyone and talked about the time in the 90s when there weren't movies, there weren't TV shows, and it was the books that really kept feeding people Star Wars, and so hooked on the High Republic, and I just can't wait to just, get lost in these stories.
Keep going.
Now, Jack on YouTube is saying, when does Yoda show up? Because he is alive during this time. And that is a very good point, Jack. I wonder if he'll be an Easter egg. And Jedi Geek Girl brings up Yaddle. Oh.
And yeah, maybe how Baby Yoda fits into all this. He doesn't. All right, now let's hear again from Michael Siglane, who is the... I had it right there. All right, let's hear again from Michael Siglane, who is the director of creative franchise at Disney Lucasfilm Press, and he gives us a history in the planning of Project Luminous and how this was developed and how Kathleen Kennedy played a very important part on this.
Okay. You have it,
Oh,
right?
yes, I do.
Yeah. I don't have a timestamp. 11:38. 11:38. Surprised these weren't in order.
Yeah. Do you have your phone?
I do.
Can you text Liz back?
Well, she texted you, so can I text her on this?
Yeah, let's do it on that. All right, here is Michael Siglane.
The guy first pitched it in November of 2014. was when we first pitched the concept of a massive interconnected story with multiple publishers for really fans of every age. And over the last couple years, as we were winding down the Skywalker saga, we realized the time was right to explore a brave, bold new direction for publishing. And to do that, we had to bring in 5 all-star authors to help craft this initiative. And it wasn't crafted in a silo. We had the entire story group team, we had the entire publishing team, we had the authors. You'll hear a little bit more about that later. But this has been a big project that we've been working on for many years. It's surreal to finally be here now talking about it.
It's also one of those things that I actually think we have to give Kathy Kennedy a
Absolutely.
bit of credit. Part of what we always do with the story group, or our charter, is really to look at Star Wars in a very holistic way, to make sure that we treat it like a real place with a real timeline, to find the right stories for the right platforms. And so when I was... It is real. No, it's totally real. It's totally real. And so when I would talk to Kathy about all the various platforms, one thing she kept pushing was, hey, you guys should really be bold with publishing. Use publishing as a space that can expand the creative potential of the galaxy. Why aren't you guys doing more? Do more. Take risks. Which is always a great thing to hear, right? A great thing. That's what you want to hear as a creative.
100%.
And so eventually that just built momentum, and very much so we're a creative first company. And Kathy said, hey, go get a bunch of great authors, put them together, let's go to the ranch and see what happens. And you're looking at it.
Once the concept was greenlit and the authors were chosen, what was the ideation process like?
That was the most surreal part, because we got to go up to Skywalker Ranch. And
Very jealous of that video.
it was amazing and completely surreal. Like I said, we went up there and spent a couple days just talking about Star Wars. What do we love about Star Wars? What do we want to see from it? What do we want to read? What do we want more of? What isn't there that should be? And really, the sky was the limit. We really zeroed in on the story, and there were really sort of 2 guiding stars for us for that. One was that line that you saw in the video from Obi-Wan. For 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights have come as a piece of justice in the Old Republic. That's super cool, right? We've been hearing that since 1977. We've never actually seen it, right? And we certainly haven't seen it in the current continuity. And that was something that resonated with everyone. What does that look like, right? We want to see the Jedi Knights at their height. We want to see the Jedi Knights at the Round Table, And so that was one of the guiding stars. And then the other one was something that Kat had said, which was, what scares the Jedi? And that made everyone go like, that's a really good question. What does scare the Jedi? What would scare the Jedi? What could scare the Jedi? And with those 2 pieces of information in mind, we really started to zero in on what this story could be.
I was very excited to hear that Kathleen Kennedy was very involved in this. And she told them, go nuts.
Yeah.
No limitations, just be brave.
Yeah, take some risks in the publishing world. So, yeah, I think that was a really good motto, and I think they did that.
Yeah, and hopefully if she's involved at this stage, maybe she's got some films in the works too. Maybe they'll bring back the Game of Thrones guys. So this is what you do best. I think this is a good project for James Mangold, who was going to do the Obi-Wan film.
Okay.
This would be a good film for him. But once again, I know sometimes Kathleen will get a bad rap, but I want everyone who thinks that maybe she's not doing the greatest job over there to hear that, because she's really inspiring people, and that's what that needs to be done. If you're gonna hire someone to do a job, let them do it, and it sounds like she's gonna do it for this. So maybe moving forward, when she hires more independent directors, she'll do the same thing with them. But we will see.
We will.
And he brought it back around to Ben Kenobi's line in Star Wars.
Who's he?
And Michael Siglain had brought it around to the line in Star Wars that Ben Kenobi told Luke about over 1,000 generations. Wow, this is what he's talking about. I love when they drop things like this, and then when you see Star Wars again, you can't watch that scene without thinking about the High Republic now. fantastic job how they just bring everything, even though it's a different timeline, it's a different, same timeline as the Skywalker saga. And even though it's a different time period, it still comes around hundreds of years later to the Skywalker saga. All right, now from there, let's talk about the visual style. They showed us a lot of concept work. They showed us a lot of book covers, and knowing that. Okay, sorry, getting interrupted here. Knowing who was behind the artwork, once again. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, guys. We're getting work calls.
Yeah, getting calls like
I'm distracted.
All right, let's start again. All right, now let's talk about the visual style of the High Republic. They had showed us a lot of concept work. They showed us a lot of the book covers. And it's like, hey, who designed this? And it was revealed that artist Phil Noto and Star Wars veteran Ian McCaig were behind some of these preliminary pieces of art. So now let's hear as they describe the visual art. Now let's go back to the press conference as they talk about these artists.
Okay. So we're confirmed on the race car?
Yeah. Say just for 1 hour?
Yeah.
So obviously we needed to visualize this. So the very first person we went to is a comic book artist by the name of Phil Noto. Phil is an amazing artist. He's worked in comics for years and years. I worked with him for years, and we called him and said, "Hey Phil, can based upon a few descriptions, can you give us what the Jedi of the High Republic would look like?" And that's where we started, right? And then thanks to Troy Alders, our art director, we were able to bring in Ian McCaig. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ian McCaig is a basically celebrity concept artist who designed the looks of Darth Maul, Padme Amidala, and we had Ian come in, and we went through the story with him, and he did sketch after sketch after sketch of what the Jedi could look like, what the Prospectors could look like, what the Republic could look like, what a Wookiee Jedi could look like. And then we said to Ian, "All right, give us some scary sketches now." And he said, "All right, let me have some fun." And you'll see on the next slide, there's a bunch of creepier sketches of just Ian experimenting. And again, you have the guy who designed Darth Maul saying, "I'll make you some monsters." Okay, yes please. But yeah. The other thing to note with the concept art is we wanted the Jedi of this time to be distinct. We wanted people to look at it and say, "Yep, that's High Republic Jedi right there," because it is hundreds of years before the Skywalker saga. So with that, we said, "All right, you know what? Let's play around with the look a little bit. This is a time of peace. This is their sort of Jedi temple attire. These are their dress blues, right? This is what the Jedi of this time would look like. It's gold and white, and it is meant to evoke a little bit of ancient Greece, ancient Rome. We're pulling stuff from all areas of the company. The Jedi symbols are pulled from animation and films, but you can also see on the Jedi on the far side there that his lightsaber is even a little different, right? The hilt's a little longer, it has a cross guard. Now they're not all going to have sabers like that, but even that one saber, well, that's Excalibur, right? That goes back to the idea of this is the Jedi Knights on the Round Table. What does that look like, and what can we do visually that makes everything look just a little bit different, but still very much Star Wars.
The Jedi Knights of the Round Table.
So speaking of audible gasps, when they said Ian McCaig was involved, we heard a from the audience.
Oh.
I've
Why?
always,
So what you're saying is I'm gonna have to buy a lot more light.
I've always loved Ian McCaig's work on Darth Maul and the iterations. Darth Maul started off as Mother Talzin.
Oh, wow.
That was supposed to be Darth Maul, and he just evolved into what is now Darth Maul.
Oh.
And Lucas never throws away an idea, say, hey, we can use that design. That'll be Mother Talzin in the Clone Wars. Now, I'm not too familiar with Phil Noto's work, but he did get a couple of from the audience.
Definitely, yeah.
but the fact that they're bringing back Ian McKellen from The Phantom Menace is really exciting, and they're also bringing back Doug Chang. Why they didn't go into him, I don't know, but we saw some clips of him in some video packages, and we saw him in slides.
Yeah, he was at those summits at Skywalker Ranch. So, yeah, not sure why they didn't mention Doug Chang.
Maybe he's just he's working as a consultant.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe he didn't actually do pen to paper and
Right.
do the art.
Right, but they should have just thrown him in there. It's not like he's Matt, the intern.
Radar tech?
It's not. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they really should have mentioned his name too.
Yeah, he's not like a day worker. Mention him. Mm-hmm. I would have been even more excited than I was right then. But Amidala's outfits were all designed by Ian McKellen, so you know that these things are these designs are gonna be top notch, and they did show us some of these scary monsters that he designed. Oh, think about your worst nightmare, and then go to 11.
Yeah. Oof. All right, it is getting dark there. They're wondering what's up with our picture. It's because the sun's going down in our do you want to turn on the light over there?
I'm kind of trapped in here, but
Uh-oh.
we're good.
No, we need to turn it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, hold on. I thought it was just me. Vision is getting darker.
Oof. No. Our room gets really dark when the sun goes down. Is that better?
Yeah. Jack Jones was saying he got to adjust his picture. Hey, how's that? Much better?
Uh-oh, did I just
Yeah.
put a big light floor?
Yeah, you did. Okay. Everyone says much better.
Okay.
That's why when we're in the office, in the studios, there's a window right in front of us that always pours light in.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Look at that.
All right, so let's pick it up with here.
Where are we? Okay. Oops.
Slate it.
So the press conference lasted a good, what would you say, Richard? 40 minutes? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
And there was so much more revealed and so much more detail. And to hear that full audio, you have to be a member of the Skywalking Force at $5 or above. So if you're interested in that, please head to skywalkingforce.com and help support us and the show. And you also get some fun stuff in return, like awesome audio from press events that we attend.
Yeah, we're going to a lot more Disney Plus events, so lots more exclusive audio coming to the Skywalking Force. All right, Sarah, let's wrap things up by hearing Mike Siglain thank everyone involved, including us, the fans.
Cool. This one? 4046?
Yeah.
Ah, number 10, I know. I don't know what's up with this camera, guys.
No, it's not. It's the arm. I don't think it has been.
Oh, yeah. They're counting, though. That was number 10.
Okay. There's 15 more to go.
There we go.
If I could just take a moment to say thank you. You know, this is a really big initiative. We've been working on this for years, literally, and it takes a village, or in our case, an Ewok village, to get this done. You know, and first and foremost to Kathy, to the Lucasfilm franchise team, to James and Story Group, who've been invaluable, to the publishing editorial team, art design, everyone at DBW, Tanya and Kareem. Really, this is a labor of love for all of us here, right? It's like you were saying before about seeing Star Wars and being hopeful. That's true of everybody on this stage, right? It's in our blood, it's in our DNA, and we are passionate about it, and we get to do this because you guys support it. We are so excited to say, check out the High Republic, check out this new era of storytelling, and we can only do that because of you. So, thank you for the support. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for reading, and as always, may the Force be with you.
All right, so that'll wrap up that segment.
Yeah. Amazing. So
is Project Luminous all clear to everybody now?
yeah, any questions?
Were we clear?
Yeah, I hope so. To wrap up the night, we got a poster.
Show me something like that.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's too much glare.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Woo, they
I
feel
feel that.
illuminated. But yeah, this is the poster. It's got the Jedi on there. Look at that. We're going to learn all about these guys
And
all the
girls.
publishing. And we were there pretty late. We kind of closed down the place, and all the authors were.
We were the last ones there.
We were. And we saw one of the other press person walking around with one of these posters and having all the authors sign them. So we were like, oh, that's a good idea. So we got the authors to sign the poster, and we're very excited about it. Oh, but yeah, we're super excited. Woo! All right. So cool.
So I'm sure they're gonna be giving these away at Celebration Anaheim.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want one, I'm sure you're gonna get one.
They had a whole huge stack, and
Yeah, we did get autographs. Yes.
yeah, we got a whole huge stack of, or they had a whole
What?
huge stack of the posters.
Look at
And
that.
so I'm sure they'll have more for you guys at Celebration.
Alrighty.
Woo! Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let it go down all the way. Here. Okay.
All right, now it's time for shout outs.
Here we go. Okay. You guys ready? Shout outs. Let's close out the show. Got a couple things more.
So I got a couple of really cool shout outs coming your way.
Yeah.
This first one from Jeffrey Beaumont.
Yeah, so one thing, we love it, you guys, when you respond to our episodes, like you're listening, you had questions, or you had comments on it, like we love it. So here you go, Jeffrey Beaumont responded to our chat with the armorer, Emily Swallow from The Mandalorian, in episode 276, and he posted a comment on our Facebook page. And he posted a comment on our Facebook page. He said, we were talking about the damage from that blacksmith tool that the armorer used to kick Stormtrooper butt. Now, Jeffrey used to be, oh, whoops, okay. I didn't say that, I said this.
Okay.
Did you put that there? Did
The
I
com-
put that?
You
Yeah,
did.
okay. Sorry, okay, let me start, start over.
Okay. From shout outs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so we love it when you respond to our episodes, comment on them in any way, either on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, wherever. Well, Jeffrey...
Or even in person.
Yeah, in person. Well, Jeffrey Beaumont, he responded in Facebook, and he was talking about our chat with the armorer Emily Swallow in episode 276. Now, in this episode, we were talking about the damage from that blacksmith tool that she used and kicked Stormtrooper butt, basically. And Jeffrey used to be a blacksmith and posted a picture of that hammer, which is well over a foot in length. And he said, my knee knocker during my blacksmith days. At 5 pounds, the hammer portion would do damage. So when the armorer picked a hammer, bones would be crushed. Armor is good for stopping cuts, but the kinetic energy of a hammer, no.
Oh, well, we saw what happened when she swung and hit that trooper's face.
Oh, I know!
Oh, the helmet just burst.
Yeah, that was insane.
So did his skull.
Now, Richard, did you see this hammer?
I did not see this hammer.
Okay, let me show it to you, because it's like...
I can pretty much visualize it by the way
Well-
he's describing it.
Yeah, well, let me show you, because I have it here. Oh, here it is. Okay, and I'll show everyone else. So that's it.
Oh, that could do some damage.
This is his blacksmith hammer. Look at that. That's a foot measure right there.
Thor would be very envious of that.
Wow. So I thought that was cool.
All right, now let's read a shout out from someone who posted last night.
Yeah, last night we tweeted out the Project Luminous event on Skywalking Pod. Now, the event was slow to start. They had said 7 p.m. sharp. We had promoted 7 p.m. sharp on Pacific, Standard Time, which of course is midnight over there on the East Coast. So,
Well, that would be 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
okay. Well, it's 10 p.m. on the East
It's
Coast.
late, it's late.
But it's late for a weeknight.
Way past
Come on.
our bedtime.
Absolutely. So when we finally got up in the room after 7 p.m., I started sharing pictures of the High Republic food for everyone on the East Coast who are staying up so late and everyone just following that hashtag. And I got a lot of fun responses as we were waiting for this event to begin, including my favorite by Sean Gillum, who is at Red2 standing by. And he says, grilled shrimp skewers? That's it. I'm starting a Star Wars podcast for the sole purpose of getting invited to Disney events where shrimp skewers are provided.
You will not be sorry. A lot of work will go into it, but when you get that first shrimp skewer, it'll mean everything. You'll get the toothpick and post it on the wall.
Exactly.
Next to your wedding pictures or family pictures with that toothpick from your first shrimp skewer from your first Disney Plus event.
So I thought that was funny. All right. Well, also while waiting for this event to begin, we saw Scott Trowbridge, who is the Imagineer who's in charge of Galaxy's Edge, on the elevator. And so speculation started up on Twitter. And Scott did turn out to be just a guest. He was never on the panel. But Rob, at El Roberico, brought up an interesting point. And he says, just throwing this out there, but some of the lightsaber parts for the protection and defense lightsaber type at Savi's workshop have inscriptions on them. Maybe they're from the High Republic era? Ooh. And it certainly looks like that gold scroll work that we've seen in some of these concept art pictures of the High Republic. So I thought that was a really good comment.
So we're going to find people who have these lightsabers, the protection and the defense lightsabers, and try to see if we can get these inscriptions solved.
Translated?
Translated, right, yeah.
I'm excited. I want to see them again. So you know what? We can go to Savi's workshop and just look at the parts, you know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And we'll be there tomorrow.
Ooh,
All right.
okay.
Put it in our rundown.
All right.
All right, so thank you, Skywalkers, for writing in. And as always, love to hear what you say on Twitter, social media of any type, or even come up to us anytime and say, hey.
That's right. Okay, Disney Plus roll in.
Mm-hmm.
Richard,
What?
I'm excited.
Even more excited?
You want to know why?
Because you are thinking about Matthew McConaughey? Because you're thinking about Picard?
I'm thinking about Emilio Estevez.
Because you're Wait, what?
Guess what? I'm
What?
thinking about him because it's the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay. I should have seen this coming?
The Mighty Ducks is back! The Mighty Ducks is back! Now, this was a movie series back in the day that I fell in love with. I loved the Mighty Ducks. I loved Emilio Estevez. Totally thought he was the cutest thing ever.
And now?
And now, I don't know. I haven't seen
I
him
said,
lately.
and now? There's only one answer.
Now you're better?
Okay.
Okay,
That's
there you go.
That's good. Let's move on.
All right, well, it's back. The Mighty Ducks is back in the form of a Disney Plus original TV series. And you're going to get excited. You want to know why?
Because he's co-starring with Ali Sheedy from The Breakfast Club?
No, but
Molly Ringwald?
he's co-starring with someone you do like.
That would be
Lauren Graham.
Mike Nesmith.
No.
Who, what?
Lauren Graham.
Lauren Graham!
Yeah.
From Parenthood and
the
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls, yes.
I mean, what? Gilmore Girls? I've never seen that show before.
Oh, you've seen it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a big fan of Lauren Graham. I think she's very, very talented, very funny. She can do comedy, she can do drama, and she does it effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Some actors have a hard time going back and forth. Not her.
Incidentally, Claudia Gray just followed us on Instagram. The
Hi,
notification
Claudia.
just came up. Okay.
Okay.
That
All
was
right.
cool. Okay, so yes, so Lauren Graham will be the star in this new Disney Plus series, but Emilio Estevez will be back reprising his role as Coach Bombay, and he'll also serve as executive producer for the series. And it's a 10-episode series, and it begins production in Vancouver in February, and it will premiere later this year. So, Mighty Ducks are back! Woo! I hope they have Queen music.
Now, is the Mighty Ducks being shown on Disney Plus right now?
No, that's the thing. The Mighty Ducks is not on Disney Plus right now, like the original films. So what I think is they're gonna put them up there
Oh,
kind
of
of
course.
in advance of the TV series, just so people can get themselves caught up. But damn it, I want to watch it now.
Wait a minute. Jedi Geek Girl says, or the cartoon. There was a cartoon of the Mighty Ducks?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know of that. I wasn't watching cartoons back when those movies came out.
I've never seen the Mighty Ducks, and I've always had
So good.
this distance from the Mighty Ducks.
Why?
Thinking about it right now, I think because when the movies came out, that is when Disney had created the hockey team
Okay.
to I guess promote the film, and it just kept going on. And a couple of my friends at the Creature Effects shop, they all got like season passes to the Mighty Duck games, and they didn't invite me.
Oh, so it's a deep entrenched like thing.
Yeah, there's some drama there.
Oh my gosh! Well, when it finally comes on Disney Plus, Richard, we're gonna watch them.
Okay.
Now, I know I watched 1 and 2. I don't know if I ever watched 3. I know there's 3 of them.
There's a Mighty Ducks 3?
It's a series.
See, I just blanked it out of my peripheral or
Yeah.
my vision.
You also weren't the age, like you weren't. I was the target audience.
Right.
I was like in my teens, or I don't know when it came, but I was like right around there.
And it's a sports film too.
Yeah, it was super fun.
So I wasn't there. I didn't know there was a cartoon.
Yeah, used to own the Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mighty Ducks is coming, and we'll of course let you know when, Skywalkers.
All right. What else is coming up this week on Disney
Okay.
Plus? Well, we can already say that Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 2, A Distant Echo is coming out. Oh, like we didn't already know that. Very, very excited. Once again, extremely excited about how this series is unfolding and how it never lost the Star Wars feel.
Indeed. Yeah, also on March 1st, we have some movies coming. Ice Age.
That's a Fox film. I guess it doesn't
It
matter
is-
anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's coming.
there you go.
And so is Dr. Dolittle 2. Which I've never seen. But okay, let's fast forward to March 4th, which people on YouTube are already saying, you guys are stealing our thunder. March 4th, Black Panther arrives.
Oh, good.
On Disney Plus. Woohoo! Very excited.
Looking forward to seeing that movie again. We only saw that one once.
Yeah. Are you sure we didn't see it twice? No.
No, I think you're thinking about Civil War or
Okay.
Endgame.
Or Captain Marvel.
Or I'm talking about the other movies that starred Black Panther.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so March 4th. Wakanda forever, says Jedi Geek Girl. Nice. Now, here is a reminder that every week on skywalkingthroughneverland.com, we share a This Week on Disney Plus post. And that has details of everything new coming out that week, starting on Friday, and includes episode synopsis of Disney Plus original shows as well. And yes, it is. It's Rapunzel. Woohoo! Okay. Good?
I think so.
Okay.
Give it one more button.
Okay. So yeah, be sure to go to skywalkingthroughneverland.com and check that out. I even have a tab on there that's Disney Plus, and if you go to Disney Plus tab and look there, you can see all of those This Week on Disney Plus blog posts in a row. It's pretty cool.
All right, Skywalkers, that about does it for this episode 278 of Skywalking Through Neverland. We'd like to thank Disney Publishing Worldwide for the invite to Project Luminous, and we want to thank all of you Skywalkers for listening to our shows every week, commenting on social media, and watching our Baby Yoda merchandise video up on YouTube on our channel, and it's already becoming one of our most widely seen videos. So if you want to see all the new Baby Yoda merchandise, go right over there to our YouTube channel. We have some of the prices listed and when they're going to be released.
Yeah, and we also want to thank Gary Oransky, who attended the New York event ahead of Toy Fair this year. So thank you, Gary, for doing that and getting that video for us. And he also got to make his very own Baby Yoda Build-A-Bear. I kind of want to steal it from him, but he went for us, so he gets the Build-A-Bear.
Okay.
We'll have to make our own when they come out.
It's fun knowing that we got an East Coast correspondent.
Yes,
I feel so
exactly.
official.
It's true. Aw. All right. Well, We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations. Are you guys thinking of a trip to Disney parks? You can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
And where else can you find Skywalking Through Neverland? Well, right over there at JediNews.co.uk and at Fantatrax. And speaking of Jedi News, once again, I gotta give a big round of applause to our good friend James Burns, who helped us get into that Project Luminous event.
Now we are part of the Skywalking Network,
Skynet.
where you can find other great shows like Sabers and Spells, Talking Apes, and classic Marvel Star Wars comics, where Jackson lives.
Oh yeah, he does. He and the Hoojibs.
Yeah, that's right. They have a little party over there.
Now, what if the Skywalkers out there want to reach out and say hello or comment? Sarah, where do they go?
They go to @SkywalkingPod for Twitter and Instagram. We also have our Facebook group where you can search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group, request to join, and answer those questions that pop up. You can also email us, share@skywalkingthroughneverland.com. So Skywalkers, stay luminous, because luminous beings are we, and always remember.
I can't top that one.
Amen.
Wait, Watchful and Harmonious
Yes.
says, when is the next Star Wars comic book YouTube read?
Oh.
Did we do one of
Did
those?
we do those? Maybe we did. We forgot.
We
I don't know.
we did.
Well-
We read something.
Tomorrow, though,
Go
should
pause
we? Okay, yeah. Should I pause or just stop?
Stop.
So tomorrow we're gonna be at Disneyland, and we'll go live at some point during the
that's-
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go live. We'll charge up our Gobo, which is losing battery right now. Here,
Yeah.
you know what? In
Oh,
fact,
you know
let's
what?
take it off.
We gotta remember to pack Sporky.
Sporky! Yes! We got us back Sporky! Alright.
Yeah, give me this.
Meh. Okay, take that.
Yeah,
See,
well-
this is the thing that's messing us up.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Just gotta hold it. Got it.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll bring Sporky tomorrow. 11. Yeah. So we'll be doing it around 6, doing the live YouTube transmission.
Unless we're riding
Unless we get on.
Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're gonna try for that tomorrow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
And so Sporky will be asking questions or answering questions.
Yeah. Well, heck, maybe we should go live from if we happen to be riding Rise of the Resistance. That'd be fun to go live.
As we're writing it.
Well, or maybe in the queue. Who knows?
Okay.
We'll try
All right.
to time it. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens. We don't know until 9 a.m. tomorrow
Mm-mm.
what we're gonna be doing.
All right, Skywalkers, it's time to edit.
Yeah. Bye, you guys.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. And once again, I hope you're as excited about Project Luminous as we are.
Yeah.
I guess we should stop calling it Project Luminous now and call it
The
High.
High Republic.
I keep
Dun,
wanting to
dun,
call it
dun.
High Council. Bye bye, Jedi Geek Girl, and bye bye, Jack Jones. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Watchful. Bye, everyone. Yeah.